TaMorgans, please come back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Talisa, and here at Talisa we make all types of cool, interesting videos. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, go and subscribe to my channel right now. Being Talisa, join the gang. So today we're going to be doing a chit chat. Get ready with me, answering questions and just talking about just some topic. And I have my hair tied because baby I'm trying to flatten it out. I wore it out earlier and it did get kind of, you know, not on flat. So I'm actually about to take this off. This is a wig from Eunice. I'm just going to pull my hair back while I'm doing my makeup because I don't want my hair all in the way. But as usual, actually this time I did ask you guys to send me questions, but I did it literally 20 minutes before I'm starting to record, and I'm not trying to wait all day because the sun is going down and I'm trying to cook. So we're gonna be making up questions and answering some questions that I did get. So I am trying out some new makeup and just, you know, catching you guys up back on my life and all that good stuff. So if you're interested in seeing, you know, me get ready today, keep on watching. Alright, so first we're going to start with moisturizer. So I picked up this new moisturizer from TJ Maxx. This is the 80% Fresh Aloe little serum right here. And I'm actually really excited to try it out. Y'all know I love aloe vera. It's my favorite product ever to use. I'm just going to use this to kind of like moisturize in a sense. So first we're going to start with brows. I don't have any new brow products, so I'm just going to go in and do my brows. I'm going to use this Cara Multi Brow Palette. So I'm not using a new brow product. I don't really buy brow products because I have so many, and you know, brow products, they last pretty long. So I'm just going to go in with a powder. And I'm going to use this shade. And I literally just popped this pimple, so it's looking real nasty. So sorry about that. Alright, so for concealer, I have these two Milani concealers. These are the Conceal and Perfect concealers. I did try these out in a video. I believe I did. But I'm just going to use these today because these are the newer. I'm going to go in and just conceal my brow. And then bring the concealer down. And I'm going to conceal my eyes. Did I use this for my brows last time? I don't remember if I did. But I really am trying to slay tonight. All right, I'm just gonna blend this out. So first question is, what's up with me and Brandon? Okay. All right, so this is the Paris Lynn collection, the Nagasi palette, and actually this is the company that I did my palette with, so I'm always here to support. So this is how the palette looks. It's actually really pretty. I'm not sure if she has this one still available because she sent this to me like a couple months ago, but I am super excited to try it out. I don't know what type of look I'm going for, but I think I'm going to keep it pretty simple. And I may even, you know, dab into other palettes to get the finished look that I want, but we are going to start with it at least. So I'm going to just start with the shade Fanta. Okay, so I'm just going to take the shade Fanta and I'm going to use this as like my transition color. And since that concealer is basically already dry, I don't even have to set it. So I guess that's one good thing about these concealers drying down fast, is that you really don't have to set it. So let me put this in my crease, and I'm trying to go back to like old Talisa, really slaying these hoes out here. So we about to be on and popping tonight, y'all. All right, so let me answer the question. So what is up with me and Brandon? So if you guys do not know, Brandon was one of the first guys that he was the first guy that I met out here in Miami, and I met him back in May. It was still May when I met him, and we hung out a bunch of times, and we are still friends, but we started out as really just friends, you know, just friendly, cordial type of vibes. And then as we kept hanging out and as the vibes grew, and y'all probably thinking this is like he's new, but Brandon isn't new. Like I've known Brandon since May, and right now it's August. And I know that's not a long time, but that's a long time compared to however other many people I know, because everybody else out here that I know I've known for like maybe a month, and I've known him longer. He's like the MVP person of knowing Talisa in Miami. But yeah, so it started out just strictly like friends. He knew like my past. He knew I just got out of a relationship or whatever. I'm gonna go into the shade Korea and just place that like in my crease to just deepen it. He knew I had just got out of a relationship, and he knew I was like still healing and stuff, but you know, he just stuck around and we just like hang out and stuff. So to answer the question, like there's nothing that we're like working on. What's understood ain't got to be a slang, but we know like if that is something that we want in the future, we can just be honest with each other and say it. But at this moment, he knows I'm not really trying to be in a relationship. I'm just trying to enjoy life and, you know, just weigh out my options. He knows I'm dating, and he still comes. to the court every day, prepared, ready to put in that work. So basically the dynamic of the relationship is we're friends. All right, next question. How fast does it take for two people to fall in love? This is a good question because I feel like I'm gonna take the concealer and I'm going to cut my crease. I feel like I've only been in love twice. I feel like I've only been in love twice. So all those other times that I thought I was in love, I really wasn't in love. So it's kind of hard for me to really say. I feel like you can feel like you're in love. I feel like you can get the butterflies, you can get the emotions and stuff, but I feel like you really don't know you're in love until, that's a good question, like what changes the dynamic to where it's just I really got love for you versus I love you. You know, like you think about their well-being before yours. Like you want, and sometimes you don't have to be in love to feel that way, but it's just a different, it's like it's nothing that you think about. It's something that just comes out of your heart. Like it's not I'm going to do this or I'm gonna plan to do this so he feels good. It's like you just do it. It's like stuff just comes out naturally. Like it's nothing forced, it's nothing planned. And I think a lot of times people don't even realize that they have fallen in love until it's like where it comes to the point where y'all may be struggling together, like y'all having problems, or y'all break up and you just can't like move on, like your heart is still there. I feel like when you're in love, sometimes it's hard to it's like you're in love so much and you're having so much fun that you don't even know that you're in love. So it's weird. Love is weird, man. That's one thing that I haven't really understood ever, because I feel like I've had boyfriends who I told I loved them, and I think I did, or people that, you know, I would mess with, and I did love them, but I wasn't in love with them. So being in love with somebody and loving somebody are two different things. I don't know what changes the dynamic or what happens. And the people that I loved but wasn't in love with, it felt like it was more like I had control over it. I had control over whether I wanted to be with them or not. I feel like when you in love, it's really hard to control everything. Like, Jesus. And I told y'all in a video that, oh yeah, I'm ready to be in love. I'm ready to be loved. Girl, no. I'm definitely not ready for that yet. All right, I'm taking my Lisa Ashley palette. I'm going to take the shade Po. This one right here. And I'm going to use that as my lid color. I'm doing like a matte. Y'all, I honestly forgot my main thought that I had. But basically what I'm just trying to say is, like, I feel like with being in love, it's something that you really can't control. You want to stop messing with them. You want to focus on yourself, but it's just like you can't. It's like an outer body experience. And I feel like when you love someone, and honestly, I'm not the end all be all to these answers. I'm just going off of like personal experience. So if y'all have any advice on this question or whatever, let this person know, or, you know, give your opinion down below in the comment section. I feel like one way that I know I'm in love is by not knowing that I'm in love. There hasn't been many times where I've been just super in love with people. I don't fall in love with people easily. I love people easily, but I don't fall in love with people easily. So I don't have too much experience on being in love, but I feel like with me, it's going to be something that I look back and be like, oh shoot, I'm really in love with this man. Like, it's not going to be like, oh my God, I'm finally in love with him. No, it's going to be like one blue moon one day, and I'm just going to be like, dang, I really love this man. Like, I'm really in love with this man. But Talisa ain't in love, so she don't know. But yeah. But I guess just to play off of that question, like, I do want to be in love again in the future, but it's just like I don't have the capacity to do it right now, because when I love someone, I like to put my all into it. And I just know, like, with school and stuff going on, and just with like how crazy my emotions are, it would literally have to be like, it would just have to be the perfect person, and it should be, you know, to where loving them doesn't cause any like it doesn't affect any other aspects of my life. Like, being in love with him doesn't affect how I do in school. Being in love with him doesn't affect my mental health. Being in love with him doesn't affect, you know what I'm saying? It just has to be so freaking real love. Like, love that doesn't make you struggle. Love that doesn't make you freaking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Ugh. All right, so I have two new things right here. So I got some new lash glue from TJ Maxx. This is the Andrea Brush On Strip Lash Adhesive. I've been wanting some new lash glue, specifically a clear one, because I feel like that would just look better. And then I got two lashes from actually Dollar Tree, you guys. So I got this first pair, which is the Wispy Flare Spiky ones right here. And then I got these other ones, which are the Wispy Dramatic Flare. So I'm gonna put on these ones right here. Like I said, we're going for a real baddie vibe. So all right, so I'm going to take the adhesive. It smells like cotton candy or something. I'm just gonna brush it on. Ooh, that feels good. Okay, y'all, wait. I think I just found the GOAT in Lash Glue. Like, that took no time and it's super sticky. But remember, it's clear, so it doesn't even have to really have a drying time. Like, you can plop these on and walk straight out the house. My other one is white, so it has to go to clear, but sometimes it doesn't. It is so good. I want to buy some more, but then I'm like, you know, you can't have Lash Glue forever because it's going to dry out. So I really want to get some more just to have on hand. But don't these look so much better than my white Lash Glue? Like, I saw my lashes one day in a video and I was like, oh no, baby, that Lash Glue gotta go. Which I'm still gonna use it, but I just have to use it so sparingly. All right, so now we're gonna move into the face. So I picked up 2 new beauty blenders. These are the Real Techniques beauty sponges. I talked about these, I think, last summer, and I really liked them then, but except these ones are not flat on the back. They have this little diamond shape. So I want to try them out. I haven't tried them before. So I'm gonna go and wet my beauty blender. So starting out with primer, I got this Flesh primer right here. I don't know if I talked to you guys about this or not, honestly, but we're going to try this out. I have used this once before and I feel like I really liked it. It feels good and I feel like it has a really nice finish to it. What does it take for a night to be good enough for you? So I'm guessing they're talking about maybe like a date night. Okay, so first let's do foundation. So I'm going to use the Flesh foundation right here. This is in the shade 27 Praline. I have used this before, but I haven't used this enough to know how it performs. I'm just hoping that it's the right color. And I'm going to use my beauty sponge, and this is how it got. It got pretty big and it's super soft. This is why I love these. These are super soft. I kind of feel like the sponge is kind of picking up the product too much. But okay, for the question. Honestly, I'm not a girl who expects a lot from a guy. And I don't mean that in the way of they don't have to do anything or they don't have to try. But I'm just not that type of girl who's going to keep expecting from someone who's not going to do what I want them to do. Like, I'm just not like that. So, to answer the question, honestly, I expect whatever I know that you can give. I'm not going to be messing with some guy who can barely pay his rent and then expect him to take me to freaking Ruth Chris and not look at me and be like, are you going to help out with the bill? You know what I'm saying? I'm just a realistic person. So, like, if I know you can do for me and you don't, that's different. I'm not a person who's going to expect the same thing from every guy because every guy is different. Every guy doesn't have the same abilities. Every guy doesn't have the same budget, you know what I'm saying? So it depends on the guy. So if it's a guy who has a really good paying job and who splurges on himself, I will expect a nicer dinner than a guy who I know is struggling. But what I always do expect is for him to at least try to pay for the meal, for him to be nice and have conversation with me, not just staring and lusting, you know what I'm saying? Like, for it to be a good conversation, for it to be a good time. The only thing I really expect is for him to pay for the meal. I feel like any guy who try to take you out should pay for the meal. When guys don't pay for the meals or when I have to split, I do look at them a little bit cross-eyed, sideways. So for me to have a good night, honestly, it's not much. It's just showing that you care, giving me your attention, not being on your phone the whole time, having a conversation with me, seeing the effort. You know, I'm an effort type of person because when I do stuff, I go all out most of the time. And I don't expect other people to do that like I do because everybody's not the same. But I like effort. And effort could be opening my door. You didn't have to do that, but that's putting effort. Bringing flowers. You didn't have to do that, but that's trying to make me happy, trying to bring effort in. Telling me, hey, I know you usually eat this, but let me let you try this. This is different. You know, putting in the effort, showing that you care. That's me. Like, it's nothing about how much money or how planned out you have. I do like for stuff to be planned. Like, I like it when a guy says, be ready at this time. But everybody doesn't have the same mindset, and that's cool. People be expecting certain mannerisms from the wrong guys. Like, don't be trying to change guys. If guys ain't like that, and you want that, and you tell them, hey, I want this, you give them a couple times, if they don't change it, they don't want to change it, and they're not going to. So that's when you start looking at potential and go what the hell they show you. If you want a guy who had plans out the date, tells you when to be ready, has a dress ready for you, blase, and you done told this guy 3 times that that's what you want and he ain't did it, and he ain't gave you no excuse as far as I can't afford it, I don't have time, he just ain't did it, girl, he obviously ain't the guy for you. So stop looking at his potential. Like, yes, he knows he probably can do it, but he doesn't want to. So why even put that on a man who don't want to do it? What is wrong with you? After about 2 times of me telling you what I want from you and you can't provide it, it's a done deal. Either I'm gonna let it go and I'm stop talking about it, or you gone. I be giving these guys way too many chances, bro. If that's something that you really care about and that you see as something that you want in a man, and he's not showing you that, and he's showing you that he's not trying to do that to make you happy, why are you still there? Stop trying to change people. That's not cool. It's not fair. Everybody isn't made for you. Everything ain't gonna work out. And that's cool. You're gonna find a guy out there who gives you what you want, but trying to change someone else to fit your needs, I feel like that's really messed up. I'm gonna go in and cream contour. I'm just gonna use this concealer from ColourPop. I didn't pick up a new cream contour, so I'm using this to kind of contour, bronze, all of that stuff, because this foundation was a little bit lighter than I expected. And then we're gonna get into the next question. Do you believe in taking exes back, or like going back? Honestly, yeah. I feel like people try to make it seem like, oh, once they an ex, they always an ex, blase blase. But I feel like that's not always true, because I feel like at one time when you're dating somebody, you're dating someone, but you're also dating someone at that time in their life, you know? And at that time in their life, they may not have been for you. But people change, situations change, mindsets change, and I feel like if you're meant to be with someone and you don't want to go back just because they're your ex, or just because of how something used to be, that's just not a good way to look out on life. Like, I know a lot of people do feel that way, like once they're done with somebody, they're not going back. But I have seen how people can change, and honestly I think it's me. Like, I know how I have changed, and I would never want somebody to say, oh, they're not going to come back to me because I know how she used to be. No, because I've changed. I'm not the same person I used to be, so you're not gonna give me a chance because of some old stuff I did. Like, if that was the case, we all would be messed up. We all done made mistakes. We all done, you know what I'm saying? Oh, there's a reason why y'all broke up. That's true, but once you're past that reason, or once y'all come together and figure out how not to get back to that place, y'all should be good. But honestly, it just depends. Like, it depends on what caused y'all to break up. If y'all still have love for each other, if you see a future with this person, all that matters, of course. But I feel like just saying ex, not going back to no ex, I just feel like it's petty. Like, that's petty. I have heard too many times, especially in these last few years in my life, where people like break up and they move somewhere and then they grow as a person and they end up meeting each other, and it's like love at first sight. It's like all over again. And I've seen so many people do this and they end up married. Like, sometimes somebody's just for you, but they may not be for you at the time that y'all were previously dating. I don't have a new setting powder, but I'm gonna use this AOA setting powder right here. This is in banana because I don't use this one often at all. So I'm just gonna use this. Ooh, girl, it's really yellow. With my beauty blender, and I can just tell that this is the beauty blender that I loved over the summer because it's amazing. It's so good. So if you see it, the Real Techniques like diamond sponge, I really recommend it, y'all. It's a really good sponge. I don't know what makes it so good, but it just always works really well with my skin. On a scale of 1 to 10, how hard is grad school? Oh, that's hard to explain. Okay, so 1, I feel like it depends on whatever program you're going to, of course. My program is a little bit harder because it's a health program, like it's like med stuff. I can say grad school is definitely more challenging than undergrad, and I feel like that goes for any program that you are going into. And the reason is that it's harder is because they expect more from you. This isn't undergrad where, you know, they let you buy. It's like they expect more from you, and they expect professionalism at all times. Like, and that means coming to class prepared, which means if they tell you to read something, read it. It means performing well. It means when they call on you, you're able to answer. And if you don't know the answer, you're able to somewhat bring in whatever that you do know about the topic. The thing about it is that they expect more from you and you have more responsibilities. And all that does is prepare you to be a freaking adult. Like, once you graduate and you're in your profession, that's how you should be. Like, I shouldn't be an OT who's out here and I have a meeting or I have a patient and I don't read their chart before coming to work. So now they might come ask me a question about the patient and I don't know it. No, I'm gonna read the chart first so I know what's going on. So that's the same thing with class. Why would you go to class and not have read first. You're not gonna know what's going on, you know? It's way better if you read first. What makes grad school hard is that they expect a lot from you, and when you first start, you're gonna be kind of shook because a lot of undergrad don't treat it like that. But once you are in a program that you love and you realize that this is going to help me in the end, it becomes easier because it's something that you want to do. You want to read before class because you want to be able to answer the questions. You want to be able to learn as much as you can to help your clients or to do whatever that you're trying to do. So it's hard, but it's doable. I'm going to go on with this cheap blush that I got from Dollar Tree. It's called Blush. That's how you know it's cheap. It's called Blush, really. But I'm going to go on with this. It's actually a really pretty color. I'm just going to use this on my cheeks just to bring in some color. Alright, so I'm going to go in and set my face with this Physicians Formula little spray right here. I don't have a new spray, so I'm just going to use this. Alright, we're going to move to a highlighter. So for a highlighter, I'm going to use the Anastasia highlighter in the shade So Hollywood. This is the loose highlighter, y'all. This joint is popping, and I told y'all this before. It's popping. It's really nice. I love it. So I'm just gonna put this on. Yes, honey. Shine to the gods. Since becoming closer to God, has your wants from a man changed? Y'all know I just, well, not just, but like I think at the beginning of this year I said I was gonna focus on becoming closer to God and actually creating a relationship with him. And as you guys can tell, if you watch me, you know that I have, and you know that it's amazing. So amazing. And the ones that I wanted from a man before becoming closer to God were different, and they have changed. It hasn't like changed dramatically. And yes, it has, like, it's nothing drastic, but I can definitely tell that I appreciate and I would love a man who has a relationship with God, because I feel like that's just going to amplify us and make us closer and make us have a potential of actually working out. What I'm not interested in is dating a whole bunch of guys or calling a whole bunch of guys my boyfriend and it goes nowhere. I don't want a bunch of boyfriends. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind getting one boyfriend that don't work out. Cool, fine. But I'm just not in the mood to date a whole bunch of people and to get nowhere. Like, I'm really particular with that title. So if you guys see that title is on anyone, just know, honey, you put in that work, okay? But yeah, so I definitely want a guy who, when people say God-fearing, I know what they mean now. Like, I want a God-fearing man, because then we both can fear God together, you know, in the positive way, and just be amazing people. I want a guy who I feel protected around, and that means physically or mentally. Like, if a guy comes up and slaps me on the butt, I want you to be able to protect me. You know, I don't want that man to think he can do that. I need you to go and check him. Also, I want to feel safe as to where I can have a day where I just have super bad anxiety, or I just am not handling my emotions really well, and you realize that, you try to de-escalate the situation. And I'm the type of person where I can lose my stuff sometimes, but I'm going to come back and I'm going to apologize and be like, okay, you know, I'm sorry for this. So instead of just fighting fire with fire, I want someone who de-escalates the situation, makes me talk. Like, talk to me, bring it out of me, and not just, you know, tell me I'm being whatever and just let it go. Like, no, talk to me, because that's just going to help me in the end. And it's going to help us build a better bond. I also want someone who has ambitions, who has true goals in life. I feel like a lot of people out here just want to be rich, but why? Like, once you be rich, I feel like it's way more, maybe it's just me, just being a small town girl, but I feel like it's way more fulfilling in life when you're rich because of something that you actually love and are passionate about. If you're rich about something that you don't even love, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Just to be rich? No. If I ever become rich, I want it to be on something that I love, like maybe something with makeup, or maybe, I didn't mean to do it that way, or maybe something with helping people. I'm a person who loves helping people, so it may come from, I don't know what it could come from, but I want it to be something that's fulfilling. So I want a man who is doing something because he loves it, because it's his passion, because it's fulfilling for him. For me, it's not all about the money. It's another thing, and it's like a long list, but it's really not. But I want a man who's not all about the materialistic and things. I want a man where we both, of course, we don't want this, but a man who is cool with being dead broke, but still being with me, so life is good, you know, and we just work together to get back on our feet. I don't want a man who's so focused on freaking money that he negates everything else, you know? Like, I hate that. I hate when people make money so big in their life. Like, And I feel like that comes from people who grew up without having, and that's understandable. That's psychology. That's fighting your demons. But I really want a man who isn't so focused on the money. I like a family-oriented man. I like a man who can use his hands, like who can fix stuff and who likes to fix stuff. That's not one of my priorities, but I would love that. Family man. You know, I feel like when I think about a man, I think about my dad. Like, I want a man like my dad. Like, growing up, my dad has always been the provider, and I don't want a man who's just my provider. I'm that type of girl. Like, no. Talisa gonna be working. I don't care if you're making $30 million. I'm gonna be doing something. You know? That safe atmosphere that I don't want to disrespect my wife. So even though she pissed me off, I'm not gonna cuss her out. I'm not gonna belittle her because I'm a man. Why would I even talk to a woman that way? You know? A woman in general. So I just feel like my dad set down such a great foundation in my life of what a man should be. And during these times and ages, honey, these men out here don't want to do nothing. I've seen girls pump gas, and okay, cool, that's not something that, you know, a man has to do. But I feel like as a man, you should want to pump your girl gas. Like, why is she pumping her own gas and you're sitting in the car? Why is she always driving you around? You know, like, I don't know. Men are different nowadays. The only thing that has really changed about my wants from a man, or what I look for in a man, is just I really want him to be God-fearing. Because I feel like if he's God-fearing, everything's going to be fine. You know? Because then he won't have that mentality of disrespecting me. He won't have that mentality of, you know what I'm saying? Because he's God-fearing, so he wants to please God in everything he does. That was a good question. Alright, y'all, so my hair is flat iron, and as you can tell, girl, first of all, this flat iron it was like, what, $25 from TJ Maxx or Ross, and it's from Conair. But this flat iron is so good. It gets so freaking hot. It straightens hair better than like other flat irons I've tried. Like, I love it so much. So now we're about to go ahead and move into the lips. Okay, so for lips, I want to use my new Huda Beauty lipstick. I haven't used this yet, and I know it's going to be darker than I want it to be, but honestly, we're just gonna go with it. I'm first gonna go with my Nika K lip liner. Y'all already know the deal. So the last question I'm gonna answer myself, or I'm going to make myself, is, since moving to Miami, have you changed, and what are you looking for to do in the future? Yes, I have changed. If I didn't change, something wrong. You know what I'm saying? But yes, I have changed, and I'm so happy, because I just know, like, the Talisa that is like transforming right now, y'all really, like, this is like the Talisa I've always wanted. This is the Talisa I always dreamt of, and I'm just so happy that I was able to have this opportunity. Sometimes a city will bring the best out of you, and I can definitely tell that Miami has definitely brought the best out of me. You know, the weather, the people are so freaking nice, the cultures, like, I'm learning so much. Like, it's amazing. Like, at one point I just felt like I wasn't being my true self all the way, and now I have learned that it's cool to have hundreds of personalities. Like, I literally can be a tomboy, I can be a baddie, like today I can be the super chill, wearing a long maxi dress with my afro. Like, I'm just like so many different people in one person, and I felt like I had to be a certain person to please a certain type of guy or a certain type of vibe that was going on. And I don't like that. Like, I like to be myself, and being myself is one day having on a wig and looking like an Instagram baddie, and the next day being bald and walking around in a sundress. That's just me, and I feel like it's a lot of girls too. Like, girl, do not try to change yourself for people. And don't feel bad because you are a person who has multiple personalities, or who likes to have different looks. I just like different looks. I get bored. Plus, I'm trying to transition into my older adult Talisa too. Like, I'm about to be 25. Like, I'm trying to figure out who I am. I'm taking this lipstick in the shade Last Night. Okay, it's dark, but it's not as dark as I thought it was. So overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this little, like, get ready with me talk and answer questions and trying out new products. I loved every single product that I tried out today. As you can tell, my makeup looks really nice. Like, this is bringing about old Talisa vibes, like old baddie vibes. I saw some old pictures of me the other day, and I was just like, who is that? You know, so I had to bring back the old Talisa vibes, you know, baddie, you know what I'm saying. But I liked everything I used today, you guys. The only thing is that Huda Beauty lipstick is kind of dark, so I would probably go in with something a little bit more lighter. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you don't forget to subscribe to my channel, being Talisa, join the gang, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.